Hello St. Paul's, and welcome to the next segment of Guerrilla Wolves. So Thanksgiving is around the corner, and it is personally one of my favorite holidays. The scrumptious taste of a butter and herb roast turkey is one that I adore. Mashed potatoes, pumpkin pie, and sugar-glazed ham are also the top of my list of dearest Thanksgiving foods. People celebrate the holiday differently, and for some the holiday means nothing. But I love spending time with some family and friends that I do not always see. Some facts about Thanksgiving you may not know about. Pumpkin pie was a staple of the New England Thanksgiving as far back as the early 18th century. In 1705, the Connecticut town Colchester postponed its Thanksgiving feast for a week due to a molasses shortage. They needed pumpkin pie. In 1953, an employee at C.A. Swanson & Sons overestimated demand for Thanksgiving turkey. The company was left with 260 tons of excess frozen turkey. A salesman ordered 5,000 aluminum trays and distributed the extra turkey in these trays on an assembly line. This was how the first TV dinner was born. Finally, the first Thanksgiving football game was a college match between Yale and Princeton in 1876. For years after, college football championships were played on Turkey Day. Now, however, Thanksgiving is reserved for professional football games featuring the Dallas Cowboys and the Detroit Lions. Thanksgiving is a time for reminiscing and spending time with those who you are close to. Enjoy the holiday and have a great break, St. Paul's.
4 days after the 2020 presidential election, former Vice President Joe Biden was projected the president-elect of the United States, finally winning in Pennsylvania after a great toss-up in the battleground state. However, while Biden becoming president of the United States is still very likely, the Trump administration has filed several lawsuits in the states of Pennsylvania, Arizona, Nevada, Georgia, and Michigan. The lawsuits mostly consist of fraudulent voting. If Biden continues to be president-elect, his inauguration will be held on January 20th of next year. While Trump will most likely lose this election, people speculate that he might run again in 2024. In other news, COVID-19 is still an issue we have to deal with daily. As of November 10th, 2020, there are over 10 million cases in the U.S., and more than 100,000 cases daily. Recently, Pfizer, a pharmaceutical company, has been testing a new vaccine which Pfizer claims to have 90% effectiveness against the virus. The company expects to have 50 million doses done by the end of the year and another 1.3 billion done in 2021. That's all for Hard News, St. Paul's.
Does Pigman 4 really exist? Hi, I'm Nicholas Dufresne, and I'm here to cover a bunch of different Nintendo gaming news, because my friend over here will be talking about console wars. Now then, where is Pigman 4? Nintendo has recently just released another remake of the game Pigman 3, and most of the fans are wondering, why not make a new one? It seems they've just completely run out of ideas on the topic of Pigman. Now, on the topic of remakes, they're at it with another Hyrule Warriors game, being Legend of Zelda Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. Another remake. They're really outdoing themselves this time. And besides that, we got some fun stuff. Where is Doug Bowser? After he was announced to be the new head of Nintendo of America, Doug Bowser recently disappeared along with the pandemic and has not been seen again. Along with that, Reggie has also disappeared, becoming the new head of GameStop for America, but everyone's wondering, where is he? On top of that, I'll finally be giving you my thoughts on, is the new set of DLC for Pokemon worth your $30? Now, I played the game, I played the DLCs. They add enough, to say the least. Enough to suffice about 5 to 6 hours of gameplay. There's nothing challenging that's really added. It's just a tiny bit of story, and for all the people that love to shiny hunt, there's some really good shiny hunting opportunities. Now, I got nothing really else for you. Have a great day, St. Paul's.
Welcome to today's sports segment. As of week 9 in the NFL, 3 quarterbacks lead the MVP race, with Patrick Mahomes being first.
It's going to get very terse in that building. Mahomes down the field, yes! And he's up there!
Aaron Rodgers second, and Russell Wilson third. Dalvin Cook edges Alvin Kamara for Offensive Player of the Year.
For just joining us late, he was in COVID restriction. Here's the first down handoff, and Cook, like a bullet break. Oh, he's gone! There he goes, galloping, chased on the play by Curson. True fun. Give him.
And Myles Garrett leads the Defensive Player of the Year race. Playoffs look to be scheduled as usual unless a major COVID outbreak occurs. The NBA has agreed on a 72-game season starting on December 22nd. The draft is set to take place on the 18th of November, with the Timberwolves holding the first overall pick. The Euros and the World Cup are set to be in consecutive years, 2021 and 2022, for the first time ever because of COVID. Two early favorites would probably be Belgium and France after recently being ranked number 1 and 2 countries in the world. That's all for sports segment today.
Today I'm going to talk about what I enjoy about Thanksgiving. My favorite meal is turkey. I'm thankful that I'm alive and healthy. What I usually do for Thanksgiving is I go to South Carolina with my sister and my mom. I see my uncle, step-cousin, sub-aunt, and my aunt. We just find something to do in South Carolina. We do Thanksgiving meals. That's it, St. Paul's.
Hello, St. Paul's. Right now, Arctic researchers are racing against time to retrieve acoustic devices on the seafloor. Last summer, in 2019, researchers anchored listening devices at the bottom of the Beaufort Sea in the Arctic to study climate change. Now, you might be saying, what does sound have to do with climate change? Well, sound travels faster in warmer water, so this data can tell them quite a bit about how much the water is heating up. The mission to retrieve these devices was planned very recently. Scientists, with the help of the U.S. Coast Guard, planned to retrieve them back in August, but had to turn back due to an electrical fire on their icebreaker ship. But in mid-October, 55 officers and scientists boarded a Norwegian Coast Guard ship to finish the job. The team plans to recover 3 devices from the seafloor. So far, they've only got one of the 3 devices. It took the team 10 hours to lift the device out of the water in the bitter cold of the Arctic. The reason these scientists are in such a hurry to find these devices is because the batteries are almost dead in them. In order for the scientists to get accurate readings, they need the temperature readings and when they got those readings from the atomic clocks. If they don't have the timeline of when temperatures were recorded, their data will be off. As temperatures begin to drop in the Arctic, conditions for the crew could become even more difficult for them. Well, that's all, so have a great day, St. Paul's.
Hello, St. Paul's. I watched Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. The movie starts off normal. Stupid little Charles Brown missing the football. Always funny. Every time he misses the old pigskin, every time he flies in the air and falls on his back, it may be traumatizing to him, but it's hilarious to me. Never gets old. Next, Peppermint Patty just forces her way to Charlie's Thanksgiving. She's all like, "Hey Chuck, I'm bringing myself and 2 of my friends for your house for dinner tonight." Charlie didn't even say no, but Blanket Kid was all like, "Just tell them the truth that they can't come over, or host your own party." Blanket Kid stirs up trouble like you wouldn't believe. He enables Charlie. He enjoys seeing the fear in Charlie's pathetic dot eyes. So Charlie uses his unpaid worker, Snoopy, to set the table and chairs up. Snoopy gets his arch enemy and lifetime rival, the Yellow Bird, to help him out. Throughout setting up the table, Snoopy almost kills Yellow Bird and fights a floating beach chair. Snoopy is an animal, a literal animal. Next, the dog is let into the kitchen and is allowed to cook. The monster that almost killed 2 creatures is allowed to cook in the kitchen to make toast and popcorn, and Charlie Brown just lets this happen. Finally, Peppermint Patty and her gang arrive, and they all go outside for dinner. Patty doesn't even like the dinner and yells at Charlie. Even though she invited herself over and 3 friends, she yelled at the weak Charlie Brown about dinner. Wouldn't want her at my dinner party. Like any family movie, they make up and prepare for themselves for when they need to make a Christmas special. This movie lacks the Piano Kid, and he's the best character in the series, just saying. Good movie, would pirate it again. That's all, St. Paul's.